Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 237. It's Monday morning, and it is raining here in Cincinnati. Thank goodness, we so needed some rain. It's really, really hot. We were at 90, I think 6 or 97 yesterday. I don't remember. I know in the car on Saturday, the outside temperature was like 99. It's been really hot. And today it's dropped all the way down. So I think we're in the 70s. Good. It's been really warm, and the rain just is so calming and peaceful on this Monday morning. So we are in a new week. We are moving towards what some are calling the Galactic New Year on Friday, which was a new term to me. I had not heard that before, and I did a little research yesterday, and it's very exciting. It's a big shift in energy that we are going to be moving through this week because we haven't had enough already happening. There's just a lot. Doesn't it feel like it's been ages of lots of energy moving at more intense and faster speeds than ever before? It doesn't seem to be slowing down. As I was tuning into what I wanted to share today, I felt this word stretching. And then right away I'm like, oh, I know I've used stretching before. So I went and looked at my list of titles for the podcast, and back at number 84, we were stretching. So this one's going to be called Stretching again. And what was interesting when I looked at what was happening in my life around that time that I did the stretching podcast, it was right around the 11/11 portal. And I was preparing, although I didn't quite know it yet, to wrap up my book very quickly, the book that I published in December. So within a few weeks of that episode, the book was released into the world, which was a massive expansion for me. And I have that same feeling right now, that uncomfortable feeling when you know something is about to expand and happen, but you're not sure what it is, and you're kind of in the I don't know if I want it, I don't know if I do. It's that sort of space that I find myself in today. It's no coincidence, I believe the sun is moving into, was it Leo? I should really look at astrology better before I do this. I read something yesterday that sounded very optimistic from Astro Mama about the shifts that are happening and how there is this movement to more play and joy and delight. I feel all of that, and yet I'm kind of like the snake shedding its skin that hasn't shed the skin yet, and it's really uncomfortable and tight. That's kind of the place I have found myself in for several days. So what do we do when we are kind of in a little bit of stuckness? For me, as I described last week, that's a lot of meditation, a lot of moving energy. On Sunday, I decided to go to an ecstatic dance class. I've been once before. Well, I did a short bit of ecstatic dance at a fire ceremony probably 2 years ago. And by that I mean I sort of shuffled around the edge of the group and didn't know how to dance or what to do and decided I wasn't a match for that. I'm not a good dancer. That's not where I need to be. And so I didn't go back. And then I met this beautiful woman who is helping me with the festival, and she has ecstatic dance. I'm like, I got to see what this is about. And so I went to the summer solstice event that she was hosting. It was so fun. It was so much fun. I didn't feel as uncoordinated. I still stood kind of in the corner and did my little shuffle thing that I do, where I kind of look like I'm trying to dance, but I clearly don't know how to dance. And I just enjoyed the energy of everyone around, and it was really fun and beautiful. And so Lauren is going to be helping me with the festival. I'm like, I'm going to go again. I'm going to do it again because we're going to do this at the festival and I need to be ready. So my friend Lisa and I went yesterday. I danced. I mean, I didn't dance well, but I danced. I moved all around the floor. I was moving my body and shaking some energy out and stomping my feet sometimes. And the music was so good. And the people there were just so friendly and not caring if you could dance or not dance. And so we all just moved around this room for 2 hours to cool music, really cool music. And so the whole time, there was part of me that was going, you realize you look like a fool. You realize if anyone took a picture of you right now, you'd be really embarrassed. And at the other part of me is going, this feels really good. There's so much energy moving and releasing, and this is awesome. And my friend and I had the same experience. We're both like, did we really just dance with all those people and look as crazy as we looked? And also like, wasn't that awesome? We were walking out of the church that they have it in, this beautiful old church. We're walking outside, and we're both walking funny because our hips and our legs haven't moved like that in a long time. And we're laughing at each other because we feel like women who've just given birth or, are pregnant and they do that kind of waddle. We looked like that. It was so funny. But also, like, it felt so good. It felt so good. And so when we got in the car, we kind of looked at each other like, we're going to hate our bodies tomorrow. This was a lot of movement. I don't think our bodies are going to be able to handle it. Oh, it's so funny. So this morning when I got up, I stepped out of the bed and I put my feet down, and my heels immediately were like, whoa, what did you do? What did you do? So I kind of did a little limp thing into the bathroom. But then I realized my body actually felt good. It felt so good. It felt, I used the words in the post I had yesterday, like limber. I feel more flexible, and there's no tightness or stuck place. I mean, my heels are a little sore because I stomped them so hard on the wooden floor, just shaking and moving energy, but my body feels so good. So I decided to go for my run this morning. This all ties into stretching, I promise. I went for my run this morning, and as I started off, I'm like, oh, I'll be okay. I'll just do a run and a walk, I'll be fine. I'll just make it through. And then I started moving, and I had so much energy, and I didn't walk. I literally ran the whole time, which I haven't done that many times this summer yet. I've been doing a lot of running and then kind of a walk for a second and then run a little more. I ran the whole time, and my body felt great. And there was a what would I say? It's like I doubted that I had the ability to stretch the way I stretched at the dance time that we had together and still be able to run the next morning. And yet all the run walking I've been doing for so long has been making my body more flexible and strong. So when I showed up yesterday, I could dance for 2 hours because and I did sit down a few times. I don't know that I could have done that a couple months ago. I did more of the shuffle because that's really all my body was available for. And so today, to feel how strong and healthy I felt, and then to run and know that the dancing made my body better, and this running is going to make it more strong, and I'll dance some more soon. And it's like when we stretch, we don't realize in the stretching how far we've already been stretched. I don't know if I said that the best way. I guess it's like the snake that's shedding its skin. It knows there's eventually going to be a moment where it'll be out of the skin, but in the wiggling its way out, does it know exactly where it is in the process, or how much further there is to go, or how far it's already come? That's kind of how I felt with my body this morning. Like, wow, I am much healthier and stronger than I thought. And also watching the other dancers, there's a long way I can go. I have a long way on endurance to be able to keep up. And I'm not afraid to do it. And I don't feel less than or judged or excluded. Like I'm not a dancer. I'm not someone who can do that, so I shouldn't be part of that. It felt very inclusive and welcoming and accepting, and I love that. I love that. I love that I called that into my journey of where I am right now. So this idea of stretching again or always or continuously when we're in places that feel very comfortable to us, it's easy to just stay doing the same thing that we always have been doing because that's what we know and it's what feels good and safe. And taking some of those, in my idea, like outrageous steps, like going to a dance event, so not my wheelhouse. When we stretch into something that pushes against those comfortable places, it's a little scary maybe the first time, a little intimidating. And then when we go back again, it's a little easier. And for me, like third time was the charm with my friend by my side. It was just so much fun. So I encourage you as we begin this new week and we're moving towards this marker, milestone shift that many are claiming, which when many put their attention on something, it makes it more powerful. So many claiming that this is a Galactic New Year puts emphasis on galactic because we've already had our calendar New Year, so now we have this galactic level of expansion or turning of the page or transition into something new. So as we make our way towards that, be open to ideas or places or activities that perhaps will stretch you just like this dance stretched me physically, emotionally, energetically. And maybe say yes instead of thinking that you're not qualified or a match to something. Maybe say yes and go and experience it and see what happens from there. Okay, Monday, here we go. Thank you for tuning into this vibration of pure love. I invite you to join me in aligning with the optimal health of your mind, body, spirit in the virtual community of Viv's Energy Gym. You can learn more at mysouljourney.com. Let's take this message of Gaia's love out into all of our relationships and communities today. So much love from my heart to yours.